And on this final harmonization example here, we have a slightly different pattern. Notice how in the example given, the left hand plays on the downbeat of the first bar, and then the second bar it plays on the downbeat and the third beat, and then the downbeat, and it just keeps alternating in this pattern, like this. The right hand on the first bar plays on beats 3 and 2, then on beat 2, then 2 and 3, then beat 2. So it's just alternating like this. So what's basically left, right, right, left, right, left. That's the pattern. Left, right, right, left, right, left. And it just repeats. So now let's take a look and analyze this. We're going to use some harmonizations. This is Wishing You a Merry Christmas. So it's in G major. So we'll just kind of create our chords from this. They've already given us the first few to start off with. We've got G, then C, then A7, then D. Now, usually I do a B major chord here that has a D sharp, because I think it sounds better. It's not in the key of G major, but it sounds better. Which just takes us to an E minor. And that's kind of the typical harmony I do there. Let's see if we can find a slightly simpler one. It doesn't really sound right. I think we do need to throw in a C there and then going to D. Or even, let's just stay on C and then going to a G like that for the first part. And then for the second part, G major, D major, C major, G major, still G, and then D. And then we'll do the same thing here, D, C, D, G, like that. Now, let's talk about now integrating the patterns. To do this, we've got to do the left hand and the right hand. The left hand is just going to play the root of the chord each time. So in the beginning, and we can actually mark this left hand. Let's say the left hand is going to be red. It plays on the downbeat here, and then it's going to play the downbeat and the third beat here, and then downbeat on the A, downbeat and third beat of the next measure, downbeat on measure 5, downbeat and third beat of that measure, downbeat here, and then we actually needed to, let's see, down, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. We really needed to play here as well in order to really make it work. So it's going to be a little bit different. If we follow the same pattern, we end up with this. And then we need to do that here as well. And I'll mark this A7 here nice and clear. So left hand is literally just going to play whatever letter is in that measure. Where you have the red lines that I've marked there. So let's try the left hand by itself. 1, ready, and G, 2, 3, C, 2, C, A, then to D, D, 2, then to B, 2, 3, E, 2, E, C, then D, G. Let's do that again. Ready? Again. G, 2, 3, C, 2, C, A, then 2, D, 2, D, B, 2, 3, E, 2, E, C, then D, G. Now going on. G, 2, 3, D, 2, D, C, 2, 3, G, 2, G, G, 2, 3, D, 2, D, C, 2, D, G. So that'll be the left hand with this pattern. And now let's take a look at the right hand. The right hand is going to be playing the actual chords. He starts us off in the 1-6-4 inversion of the G major chord, D, G, B, that's the G major. To get to C major, we go up to E, G, C, which is first inversion. So try that, G major, D, G, B, and to C major, E, G, C. To get to the A7, just move your fifth finger up to C sharp. You still have the E, G, and C sharp. So going from C major to the A7 is just about moving the fifth finger up to C sharp. Then to get to D major, we're going to go to D, F sharp, A, D. We'll move up like that. Okay? So F sharp, A, D for the D major chord. For B major chord, you have still the F sharp, and then to B, and then D sharp. Like that. And then you go to E minor, you go up to G, B, and E. And then to get the C major from here, just go to third finger to C. So G, C, E. And then back to D major, F sharp, A, D. And then G major in root position, G, B, D. So notice we're not ending on the same, G major chord. Let's try this again. G major, D, G, B. Then to C major, E, G, C. To get to A7, just move your fifth finger up to C sharp. To get to D major, move up to F sharp, A, D. To get to B major, F sharp stays, then go to B and D sharp with your fifth finger. E minor is up to G, B, E. C major, just go to C in the middle, G, C, E. Back to D major, F sharp, A, D, and then G major in root position. Try that a few times. It's a little bit tricky. Once you're ready, you can continue with this video. The second half, we're going to make your life very easy, and we're dealing with a G major, a D major, and a C major chord, which is a 1-4, 1-5-1. It's just the cadence. We're going to do the second half in just root position cadence. So G major, then the 5 chord is D major, 4 chord is C major, back to the 1 chord G major, 1 chord again, then to the 5 chord D major, the 4 chord C major, then 5 chord D major, and back to G major. So try that a few times. Again, it's just the root position cadence. Of course, the order is different, so that's going to make it feel a little bit different as well. Once you have that down, then we can actually try the chords as written for the right hand. Again, I'm going to mark where you play them with green this time. And let's play that on the downbeat together there. And it's fitting, red and green for Christmas. Okay, so the right hand. Starting on G major, D, G, B. So again, we're going to play on the second and third beats on the G major, and then the second beat on the next measure. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then move up to C, E, G, C. 1, 2, 3. Then up to C sharp for the A7. 1, 2, 3. Up to D major, F sharp, A, D. 1, 2. Now B major, F sharp, B, D sharp. 1, 2, 3. E minor, G, B, E. 1, 2, 3. Now C major is G, C, E. 1, 2. Then G major. 1, 2, 3. Measure 1. Go on 2, 3. Now D major. 1, 2. 4 chord. 1, 2, 3. 1 chord. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 5 chord. 1, 2. 4 chord. 1, 2. Back to the 1 chord. 1. Okay. So go ahead and try that slowly on your own a few times, and then when you're ready, we can try putting this together. It's actually a little bit easier putting it together once you're comfortable. Okay. So now we're trying it hands together. Left hand, we're going to start on this low G. Right hand, we're going to start on D, G, B. Very slowly. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, left hand. G, now the chord. 2, 3, left hand plays C. C, right hand plays the C major chord, E, G, C. 2, left hand plays C. Then it goes to A. 1, the right hand, fifth finger goes to C sharp. 2, 3, left hand goes to D. Right hand plays the D major chord, F sharp, A, D. D, left hand goes to B. Right hand plays F sharp, B, D sharp. 2, 3, left hand plays E. 1, E minor, right hand, 2. E, then to C. Right hand plays C major, G, C, E. 2, left hand plays D. Then both hands play G. Let's try that again. So this is tricky. Okay, even slower. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and C. 1 and 2 and C, then A. 1 with the C sharp, 2 and 3, then to D and 1, D major, 2 and D, now B, 1, B major with the D sharp, 2 and 3, now E, 1, G, B, E, 2 and E, now C, C major and 2, now D major, D, and then root position G. 2. Next part's easier. On the next part, your right hand is on just the G major triad. Okay? Here we go on, going on. G, G major, 2, and 3. Left hand plays D, 1, right hand 5 chord, 2, and D, now C, 4 chord, and 2, and 3, back to the G, 1 chord, 1, and 2, and G, again, 1, and 2, and 3, 5 chord D, 1, and 2, and 3, now C, 1, and 2, now D, D, and G major. Okay? Take this as slowly as you need to. Don't feel like you need to rush it at all. Okay? Again, this is pretty tricky, but if you go slow enough, you should be able to work your way through it.